season, share the magic of Andre, America's best-loved champagne.
An idea doesn't conform to a 9-to-5 schedule. So at Hewlett-Packard, we're always thinking. Because even though we sell business computing systems, what we really do is solve problems. We never stop asking, what if?
Jim? Mike, I've got an idea on that branch office network. What if we connect all their PCs?
No matter how hard you work, Right Guard can help keep you smelling good for up to 24 hours.
You work hard, please Right Guard.
This Brush Plus from Gillette. A shaving concentrate and brush in one. A brush to lift whiskers, a concentrate to soften them. A shave that is superior. Give him Brush Plus for a superior shave from Gillette.
Today's game is brought to you by Hewlett-Packard, the people who turn your business computing problem into a business computing solution. By Stroh's and Stroh Light. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is spoken here. And by the 1986 Volkswagen. It's not a car, it's a Volkswagen.
On a cool, crisp day in the New Jersey Meadowlands, Marv Albert with Bob Greasy. We're early third quarter. Phil Simms, who hobbled off after the last series, apparently all right. Giants starting out from their 26-yard line. And it's through the hands of Tom Cousineau, intended for Bobby Johnson.
Simms just did not see Tom Cousineau. Cousineau, not the best hands in the world. He's in there in the weight room working on his arms and shoulders. He's not working on his hands. Play action with him. When you turn your back to the line of scrimmage, you don't see everybody. But there was a hole there to see that down there. He should have seen Cousineau. He obviously thought that he could get it over his head.
Tom Cousineau in his fourth year out of Ohio State. Very powerful player. His muscles have muscles. 2nd and 10 from the 25. And Morris to the outside. Rammed at the 32 by the cornerman, Frank Minifield. A 6-yard pickup for Morris.
Ball carried by Morris.
Check of the scoreboard. New England now in front of Indianapolis. 24-17 in the third. A game of note to the New York Jets. Cincinnati leading Houston. The Oilers scoring at the end of the half on a Hail Mary pass play to Giant Butch Wilfolk. It is a 3rd down and 4 from the 32. Adams and Goldbreath on the running back. Penalty flagged out. Goldbreath on the reception. Play was whistled dead, although the Browns pounce on the loose ball. 13-yard pass play, but let's check out the penalty.
Offsides on Cleveland.
Brought down by Wright.
Offside, number 96 defense. Penalty is declined. 1st down.
Reggie Camp, the left defensive end, called on the penalty.
1st and 10
That was declined.
on the 45.
And a 1st down at the 45 in Giant territory. That's Morris to the near side. Simms looked that way. Now throws for Morris. Underthrows. Morris was standing just beyond the 1st down marker.
I'm sure from the interceptions that he has had earlier in the ball game, Marv, he underthrew that because of those interceptions. He had a running back out there, Joe Morris, who wasn't really sure of the route that he was running. And whenever you get someone out there in a wide position like he was, not driving the corner off, it's best to underthrow it because it may get picked off.
2nd and 10. Giants from their 45. Browns play 21-20. 5 minutes in, 3rd quarter. And Simms with a rope for Bobby Johnson and a 1st down. A 20-yard pass play. The free safety, Don Rogers, on the tackle.
There he is throwing over the center again. As you see Cousineau at the top of your screen, fooling around with a man coming under. This time he throws it over Cousineau, a square in, and Rogers, number 20, makes the big hit.
Down to the ground. Morris off the left side. Well, Brad Benson says that Joe Morris this season is meaner and nastier. Says it comes with age. And Morris says he's more aggressive. Who's the nastiest running back you've ever played with?
Well, there's been a bunch of them. I'd say Donka probably the meanest and nastiest, because he didn't have the ability to run around anybody. When somebody came up to tackle him, he just ran over him just because that was his, he didn't have any other ability.
Second down and 5 for 31. And Morris stopped at the head of steam going. Looks like a on the far side. You're saying Zonka nasty on the field.
Well, he was a nice man off the field. He's a nice man to most people, but because he couldn't run away from anybody, he would just lower his forearm and just do the damage that he could do. And it was much fun to tackle him.
Nice to have on your side.
Very nice.
And Morris has hit the 100-yard mark. The penalty against the Browns.
You think Bill Parcells got the attention of Joe Morris by taking him out of last week's game?
Offside, 78 defense, first down.
So the offside penalty on the Browns. And the Browns, who have done well against the run, having their difficulties against the Giant running game today. First down from the 26. Here's Morris. That time stopped at the line. Clay Matthews, in his 8th season out of the University of Southern California, on the stop of Morris, meeting him head on.
Matthews having an outstanding year. Both he and Chip Banks on the other side. Two great linebackers for these Cleveland Browns. Got another pretty good linebacker, Lawrence Taylor, in this ball game. You know, Marv, more and more you're seeing these big outside linebackers that are also able to play the pass on third down and also rush the passer and get the big sacks.
Second and 9 at the Cleveland 25, halfway through the third quarter. Big rush on Sims, who throws it away. Bobby Johnson was covered tightly by the corner, Hanford Dixon.
Well, that's a great example right there of throwing the football away. Sims, coming into this game, had been sacked 40 times, pretty high quarterback. The knock was he didn't move around the pocket, didn't get rid of the football. That was a time where he saw how much time he had, and he got rid of the ball and avoided the sack.
Bill Sims, who spent most of his first 5 years on the injured reserve list, series of injuries, then emerged last season throwing for over 4,000 yards. Had his ups and downs here today with the interceptions, then able to come back. 15 for 27, 189 yards for Sims. Third down 9. Nice catch by McConkey. And McConkey going at Felix Wright. The ball was knocked away. It is short of the first down. And let's see what they call. It is ruled a completed pass. And we'll see Eric Schubert attempting a field goal for the first time.
Watch Don Rogers right here. He's the safety. He's going to blitz. He's lined up deep to get there. And Sims is able to get the pass off. Too deep to get there. The lineman picks up the most dangerous, and he's McConkey. I haven't seen him this mad in a long time. Wright hits him in the face. That's what happened.
This is a 35-yard attempt. Rutledge puts it down, and it is good. Eric Schubert connects on the 35-yarder. Giants lead it by 2.
Rise and shine, catch the line, catch the limit here. Now you're talking fishing, now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is smoking here.
Stroh's, fire brewed for smooth, consistent taste.
Now you're talking Stroh's, now you're talking beer. Now you're talking good times, and Stroh's is smoking here. Five stripes. What you say?
In Germany, people love high-performance driving. And when they want the most fun for their money, they hit the road in a Volkswagen GTI.
What you say?
GTI. It's not a car. It's a Volkswagen.
His name's Lightning.
When you want a loan, most banks work at a slow trot. But someone can put you in the saddle.
Hop on.
The boss at Beneficial.
Hi, I'm Carol.
Our manager can get you a Beneficial credit line account, usually in 24 hours. The money you want for the things you want.
That was fast.
Fast as lightning. You bet.
Beneficial. Talk to the manager. Talking to the boss.
Relive the magic of the World Professional Figure Skating Championships on a special NBC Sports World Encore next Saturday.
Do you think we'll see the veteran Gary Danielson? He has the shoulder injury. Bernie Kosar, though, only 6 for 16.
I think Marty Schottenheimer has got the attitude, why not? Let's put him in for a series or two, see what he can do. It's better than not going the whole game and not putting him in. Maybe he can go in and spark the team and do something.
All right, Schubert, who just hit from 35 yards out with a good kickoff. Glenn Young on the return. Has the blocking. Schubert is back, and he is caught from behind by Ted Watts. A 50-yard kickoff return, a first by Young. Glenn Young, who has been on the verge of breaking several this year, nearly did it right there. You see Bernie Kosar remaining on the sideline, and we do see Gary Danielson, 9-year man out of Purdue, 34-year-old. He started last Sunday against Cincinnati and threw only 7 passes, was 4 for 7. He's playing with the injured shoulder, and he starts from midfield. And he will throw on first down. Kevin Mack, the intended receiver, was set for another update. Let's go to Ahmad Rashad.
All right, Marv. In Cincinnati, Boomer Esiason, with all the time he needs, looks in the left corner of the end zone and finds the rookie Eddie Brown with this 19-yard touchdown. The Bengals are clobbering the Oilers 42-13.
Thank you, Ahmad. And here at Giants Stadium, the Giants lead the Browns 23-21. Eric Schubert able to atone for that missed extra point. It was a longer kick because of the penalty on Lawrence Taylor. He had a kick from 29 instead of 19. 2nd and 10, and Danielson throwing deep. Williams on the coverage of Clarence Weathers.
It's interesting, Marv, as you mentioned, throwing very few passes last week in the win against the Cincinnati Bengals. Danielson going into the game knowing that the New York Giants are going to try and stop the run. Comes out, throws the pass on first down, and the second down, a big blitz by the Giants. Danielson throws the ball deep downfield, just doesn't connect.
So Danielson now has a 3rd down and 10. Gary Danielson had his best season in Detroit last year as a fill-in for the injured Eric Hipple. But Danielson, asked out, was traded to Cleveland for a future draft pick. And he has come on for the rookie Bernie Kosar. Danielson in trouble, able to get it away. Weathers short of a first down. He was pitched in by Perry Williams.
Danielson showing some of the scrambling ability that he has been known for throughout his career. Steps up Lawrence Taylor on the right side. Marshall, number 70, forces him out of the pocket. Looks to me like he's throwing pretty well. Seems to be wristing the ball, but gets it to Clarence Weathers, and if he would have went back up inside, possibly would have made a first down.
First catch on the day for Weathers. And Gossett sends a pop fly. That is down at the 5. Good play by Chris Rockins. So the Giants will start deep off the 37-yard punt.
We are today's typical traveling business couple.
Our jobs take us separate ways.
So essential to our relationship is use of time.
Trust me.
And of course, United Airlines.
United serves the top business centers.
And all 50 states.
They take us wherever, whenever.
I'm doing 9 cities in 7 days.
I'm 8 cities in 6 days.
Only United could handle a couple like us.
See you in a week. Good luck, Martin.
Same here.
You're not just flying.
Judith?
Martin? You're flying the friendly skies.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
When the little ones discover Petable Portables at Radio Shack, you're in for a delightful dilemma.
Look, Grandma, Teddy's got a radio inside. But so does Snoopy. And I love him best. So maybe I love Teddy best. Thanks for the Snoopy, Grandma.
Of course, there is a solution, if you can hold out till a birthday.
Petable Portables from $11.95 to $21.95. Only at Radio Shack.
Come on, America, discover the book. Open up a brand new heroes in history, action and victory. Come on, America, discover the book. Triumph and tragedy, romance and mystery. Come on, America, discover the book.
Hi, I'm Earl Anthony. Join Jay Randolph and me for the PBA Fall Tour Saturdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on NBC.
.6:25 remaining. Third quarter from Giant Stadium in the New Jersey Meadowlands. Marv Albert with Bob Greasy. The Giants lead the Browns 23-21. Giants starting from their 4-yard line. Joe Morris, Rob Carpenter on the running backs. Carpenter bringing out to the 10. So Rob Carpenter has been a lesser role because of the emergence of both Morris and Adams coming up with a clutch play. Gets the Giants out of trouble off his first carry as we swing around the scoreboard. Philadelphia Eagles doing it to Minnesota in the third. New Orleans over the Los Angeles Rams, who have gone the other way. New England in front of Indianapolis. And Green Bay over Tampa Bay in the fourth quarter. 8-yard pickup for Carpenter. 2nd down and 2. And now Maurice Carthon has the first down. Eddie Johnson on the stop. And Bill Parcells able to provide many different looks with the running game. He's used Morris, Adams, Carpenter, Carthon, and Galbraith. So 5 backs have carried the ball.
Parcells has done a good job since taking over the Giants years ago. Had a rough first year, but defensive coordinator, very close with his players, did a very good job turning this program around.
Took over for Ray Perkins and first had that 3-12-1 rookie season. Morris on the carry. And then Parcells guided the Giants to the playoffs last year, and this season a record of 8 up and 4 down.
Reggie Camp, number 96, the leading sacker on this team, leading lineman as a sacker. Number 96 gets upfield and then comes back to take a piece of the tackle on Morris.
Reggie Camp in his 3rd season out of the University of California. 2nd down and 8. Adams and Carthon, the running backs. Play action for Sims. And he has Carthon. And he took a shot. Picked up 22 yards on the play. The strong safety, Al Gross. The right corner, Hanford Dixon, combining on this man.
Play action fake. Carthon is the one he is faking to, and now everybody runs deep thinking they're trying to get the ball over my head, but he dumps it out to Carthon. And watch this hit right here. He just lowers his head. I was about to say that reason this defense is so tough is that they all can tackle. They all hit very well.
First down for the Giant 41. Morris. Try to hurdle a couple of Browns, but stopped by Clay Matthews.
That is one thing that is unsafe on a football field, especially when you have a bunch of tough defensive linemen around, is to jump, because when you're in the air, you can be hit. Watch Clay Matthews, number 57, as he plays off the tight end, then strings the play wide as he plays off of Benson, jumps over his own man, Morris and puts him on the ground.
Picked up 2, 2nd and 8 from the 43. Morris, 16 carries, 105 yards. So he has hit the 900-yard mark. Giants have not had a 1,000-yard rusher in 13 years. Ron Johnson, the last man to do it. Again, the play action. Sims with the tie as George Adams close to the first down. Matthews on the stop. They spotted just shy of the first down. Well, Bum walks out, and his son Wade takes over, and they're doing it to the Rams.
You know, a lot of times that change of leadership will cause the players to really get inspired. I know last year at New England, when Ron Meyer was fired and Raymond Berry came in, the same type of thing happened.
Third down, less than a yard. Fumble. Bill Sims, who has had fumble problems with the new center this season for the Giants, Bart Oates, on the fumble, and Joe Morris able to recover. That's the 15th fumble this season by Sims.
I'm sure he's saying right there, he says, I never got the ball. He's shaking his head. I never got the ball. Now watch the snap right here. It looked to me like the ball was up there. Sometimes the center will fire out too soon or turn to the right or left, but that looked to me like the ball hit him in the hand.
And here's Sean Landetta from his 32-yard line. Brian Brennan, second-year man from Boston College, awaits the punt back at his 13. And another beauty by Landetta. Over the head of Brennan, and it carried in. Trying to get the reverse English, was looking inside the 5, but it carries in. We'll be right back.
It has been called the ultimate flying machine. It travels at twice the speed of sound, which is why it has to be stopped by a computerized anti-skid braking system. The same sort of ABS braking system you'll find in only one line of cars. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Need help?
Yeah, and I've got 10 minutes to get to the radio station.
Ah, here's the problem.
Easy for you. Ever listen to KBLY?
Should I?
Stetson cologne, comfortable, easy to wear.
And for that great smelling guy who started my car?
Easy to wear, hard to resist. Stetson Smith.
You finally get the answer, and now you can't wait to tell someone. Here at Hewlett-Packard, we never stop thinking about how our business computing equipment can be used to solve your company's problems. It's the Hewlett-Packard way of doing things. We're always asking, what if?
I've got it. They need easy access to their database, right? What if we use the Personal Productivity Center?
Golf's fabulous foursome. Jack Nicklaus, Arnold Palmer, Tom Watson, and Fuzzy Zeller play the Skins game this weekend on NBC Sports.
And Arnold Palmer on fire yesterday. That is all coming up next, right here on NBC.
Take a look at the ball there, Marv. You can see the dampness on it. The field is wet, and that has a problem for the quarterback in throwing the football.
53-yard punt by Landetta, but it rolled to the end zone, so the Browns first and 10 from the 20. The handoff to Kevin Mack, and he is stopped by the Giants' Leonard Marshall. Mack averaging 5 yards per carry coming in.
Marshall having a big year, Marv, 13.5 sacks, but he's also over there on the same side with Lawrence Taylor. Taylor with 12 sacks, and Taylor gets a lot of the attention. And sometimes Marshall, even as big as he is, can slip by some of those offensive linemen.
And how about George Martin, 10 sacks, NFC's Defensive Player of the Week. He had a dream game against the Cardinals a week ago, even scored a touchdown. He has been a touchdown specialist. 2nd and 10 for Danielson. Brennan. Kenny Hill on the coverage of Brian Brennan, and Danielson almost slipped it to him.
If he had a little more zip on the ball, I would have gotten in there. Danielson, and watching him throw before the game, seemed to be kind of pushing it or wristing it. Seems to be throwing a lot better than that now, although he could have used a little bit more steam on that one.
Danielson worked briefly only yesterday, sat out the entire week because of that sore right shoulder.
And he told Marty Schottenheimer yesterday that he thought he could play. Marty wanted to go with Kosar to get more passing in, but I think it's a good move to put Danielson, the experienced hand, in the ball game just to see what he can do for a couple of series.
3rd and 10 from the 20. Penalty markers down as Terry Kennard gets to Danielson, but flags are thrown. Referee Tom Dooley sorting it out.
Offside, 63 out there.
Cody Risen, the right tackle, moved a little bit before the snap, but it's obvious the defensive plan, as we take a look at this, the defensive plan, to the right of your screen, you'll see 63 Cody Risen. Now, he saw 43 Kennard up there. Actually, I think Martin, 75, moved first, and then Risen moved, but the defensive plan for Danielson, against Danielson, is the blitz. They're up there. They don't want to give him much time to throw the football.
3rd down and 15 back at the 15. And Danielson picked off by Kennard. Intended for Ernest Fighter, Terry Kennard puts the Giants in scoring position, going 22 yards on the interception.
Well, there was a misread somewhere. Here's Kennard. He's just going to drop right back in the middle of the field. The receiver will come in and break to the outside. Now, Danielson throws the ball in here, and the interception is made right here. Kennard, 43, with good vision. The receiver inside. Now, he thinks he's going to go straight down the field. He throws it to the inside. Kennard is right there for the interception.
Terry Kennard having his best season, picking off his 5th of the year. 41 seconds left in this 3rd quarter as Morris takes. That's the opener. Reggie Camp able to knock him down at the 6.
I think you have to give some credit to Bill Parcells. Last week, playing the hot hand in Adams when Morris wasn't playing so well, and this week going back to Morris, who is playing very well after being set down. And when you have the players, I think you have to move them around. Sometimes they don't necessarily like it, but if you're the other guy, you know you're going to get some playing time too.
So 115 yards for Joe Morris, as you saw, only the 2nd man to hit the 100 mark against the Browns this season, and he does pick up the 1st down.
Browns defense now is backed up. The offense had not made a turnover coming into the 3rd quarter. They've turned it over now, just as the Giant defense had turned it over in the 1st half. So the Browns need to open, and the Giants can take it in and get a big lead.
And the Giants let the clock run down. When we resume in the 4th quarter, they'll have it 1st and goal from outside the 5. We'll be back after these messages.
Tonight, Tom DeLuise is Guilt.
Howdy, Porky Pig!
And it's an amazing story when he falls in love. Tonight.
I love to go to the track, but you work during the day and you don't have time to get to the track. So you come to OTB.
The live calls here at OTB are fantastic because you can see what's going on, you can hear what's going on.
They tell us what the scratches are, who the jockeys are, what changes we have. So that we're right up to date as if we were at the track.
If I can't make it here, I usually have my phone account. Which all I do is I have my little card here, and boom, I call in, and I have my action from over the phone.
New York City OTB, changing for the better.
When you can't get to the track, you come to OTB.
In 1933, Hess began with one little truck. Back then, a child could only dream of owning one like that. Today, every child can have a sturdy replica of the first Hess truck with doors that open and close, 6 real rubber wheels, real lights front and back, and a bank in the tank where your child can start working toward his dreams. Get this fully assembled Hess toy truck, ever-ready battery included, for $3.99 at Hess gasoline stations. Season's greetings from the people at Hess.
New York is talking sports, and everybody's talking about the new expanded sports section in the Daily News with 3 more pages every day. Expanded by new sports editor Vic Ziegel and new writers like Jim Naughton.
Got room for one more?
And columnist Michael Katz. He left the Times to join the Daily News. Plus, all our old favorites. Some think the fight for the best sports section in New York isn't over till it's over.
It's over.
Daily News Sports, the new powerhouse in New York's hometown paper.
It's over.
Author Gene Howell and Stephanie Mills, Monday on Live at 5.
Marv Albert with Bob Greasy from Giant Stadium in the Meadowlands. And a look at the statistical story through 3 quarters.
Conservative Browns offense, the Giants will open up.
And it's a 1st and goal outside the 5. This set up by the interception by Kerry Kennard. And it's Joe Morris for the touchdown. The day, 14 on the season. At the moment, he leads the NFL in touchdowns. And he's got 120 yards on 18 carries. Here is Schubert. The Giants now lead the Browns by the score of 30-21.
Give me a light. No. Bud Light. If you just ask for a light beer, hey, you never know what you'll get.
Nah, give me a light. No, Bud Light.
So if you want the less filling light beer with the first name and taste, don't just ask for a light beer.
Give me a light.
Ask them to bring out their best.
Bud Light.
Bud Light. Because everything else is just a light.
I'm Dan Marino, and at Christmas time, I take care of the hands that take care of me. I pass isotoner gloves to the hands that catch my passes, and I hand off these custom-fit isotoners to the hands that carry the ball. And of course, I never forget to take care of my blockers, because how can I throw a pass when I'm laying on my back? This Christmas, give isotoner gloves by Aris, and take care of the hands that take care of you.
Introducing a new, longer-lasting Energizer.
The new Energizer AA battery. It's supercharged.
Now, radios play 14 hours longer than before.
It's supercharged.
No battery in the world outlasts it.
When you've got to go in ice and snow, you're gonna go with Prestone.
Driving just 10,000 miles on weak, neglected antifreeze can leave a radiator looking this bad, while the Prestone radiator looks this good.
America goes with Prestone.
Today's game is brought to you by BMW, the ultimate driving machine. To arrange a thorough test drive, phone your nearest BMW dealer. By IBM and the growing family of IBM personal computers. And by Nikon. We take the world's greatest pictures.
Well, the crowd rubbed up as Eric Schubert kicks it off. Another deep kick. Glenn Young, who nearly broke one in the last return, this time stopped at the 22. Robbie Jones, in his second year out of Alabama, in on the tackle.
Let's go back to that last touchdown. Here's Carthon right here. Watch the block he gets on the linebacker. And then this man right here, Rogers, is going to come over and miss the tackle. Carthon will lead to the right side, get the block on the linebacker. Now Morris, this is what you want. You have to beat one guy to get into the end zone. He beats Rogers and gets into the end zone standing up.
First down for the Browns from their 23, Gary Danielson. At quarterback, he took over for the rookie, Bernie Kosar, in trouble, and does get it away to Ozzie Newsome, but it's incomplete. It has been a quiet day for Newsome. Let's see, Marv. They are calling it complete.
The ball popped out, but I think he knocked it up into the air and caught it himself. Yeah. Martin right there with good pressure. He knocks the ball, and I guess he catches it. The ball comes down on his arm, and it's a good catch.
That's only his second catch of the day, and a beauty by Newsome. Picked up 8, second down, and 2 at the 31. And here is Mack. Good second effort by Kevin Mack.
I think that was Biner.
Check that, Ernest Biner. On the run.
They run a lot alike, don't they? Let's take another look at that catch. See if it knocks it up into the air. Oh, nice work. Nice work. Got his hand under it. Good catch. Good call by the official.
9-yard run by Biner. So a first down at the 39. Now Young is to the left, and Brennan Wright. We're early fourth quarter. Play action. Look out. Danielson pulls it up, and the Giants recover. Byron Hunt on the recovery.
You're not going to see this, but the corner is going to come from the left side. Perry Williams on a corner blitz. Danielson never even thought to look that way. As an experienced quarterback, you look for safeties inside, but not a corner. Good call by Bill Belichick, the defensive coordinator for the Giants. But Belichick, very at a critical time in the ball game.
Giants' 4th sack of the day. They take over at the Browns 35. Here's Morris. John Rogers, the free safety, running about.
Marv, let's take another look at that. Perry Williams on that. It's a critical play at the top of your screen. A long way to go, but ever since you see the hit right there and he knocks the ball loose, but ever since Danielson has been in the ball game, they have attacked, aggressive defense. In fact, Schottenheimer told me, he says, this defense is aggressive and very physical. They remind me a lot of the Raiders.
First down picked up by Morris, and here he is again. Very difficult to find and then to bring down. Tom Cousineau on the stop. Morris has now run for 135 yards off 20 carries. Denver in front of Pittsburgh by the score of 17-9 in the 4th. Cincinnati all over Houston, 45-20. And a score of interest to the Giants. The Eagles leading Minnesota 23-0 in the 4th quarter. Joe Morris with 135 yards. That represents the most yardage picked up by any back this season against the Browns. Riggins ran for 112 earlier in the year. 2nd and 7. And this time Morris is collared. Chip Banks, Frank Minifield combining.
Minifield, good vision, jammed his receiver at the line of scrimmage, saw it was a running play, came into the backfield, and along with Banks, made the tackle for a 1-yard loss. Good aggressive defense. Every man on that Cleveland defense is a tackler. A lot of times you'll see on defense that can't tackle just coverage. Minifield and Dixon do a good job of hitting.
3rd down and 9. So a loss of 2 by Morris. The ball at the Cleveland 23. Sims saw the opening, but a short pickup. About 5. Bob Golick, the nose tackle, able to cover up. And here comes Eric Schubert, who earlier hit from 35. That's been the story today, led by the sensational running of Joe Morris. Phil Sims has not had a good day.
Well, we said coming in that we felt that since Manuel was out with the hamstring injury, that the critical part of this game for the Giants would be on the ground, and they certainly have done that today.
This is a 40-yard attempt. And it is good. Eric Schubert is now 10 for 11 in field goal attempts.
Can happen anytime. And when you work for Hewlett-Packard, you don't just sell business computing systems, you solve problems. So when you have an idea, you do something about it. You never stop asking, what if?
You know that electronic mail project for the bank? What if we used HP Message in a customer?
Yes, I remember Herb, unusual child.
In our search for Herb, the one man who's never tasted a Burger King burger, a face from Herb's past.
You had to know how to talk to him. Herbert, pay attention. This is what makes Burger King burgers taste so good. Flame brought it, not mine. Think about the juicy royal burger. There, aren't you hungry for Burger King now? Herbert!
Who has taken the intimidation out of VCR programming?
Give me that.
RCA, with the first remote programmable VCR. You record exactly what you want, when you want, by remote control, for easy mistake-proof programming. So simple.
I can do it myself.
From RCA.
The Heisman Trophy. For half a century, it has symbolized excellence in collegiate football. Its recipients, an honor roll of distinguished athletes, men of outstanding personal achievement. Live from New York, the 51st presentation of the Heisman Trophy. If it's special, it's on NBC Sports.
Browns owner Art Modell, a native of Brooklyn. In fact, he holds 70 Giant season tickets, and he's the Giants' second largest season ticket holder. It's Herman Fontenot on the return. Fontenot with his first return of the day. Set for another update. Let's go to Ahmad Rashad, NFL 85.
All right, Marvin, Pittsburgh, the Broncos, Steve Sewell, the #1 draft choice, goes around right in from 12 yards out. He scores, extends their lead to 17-9. They're in the fourth quarter.
And we're 3.5 minutes in fourth quarter here at Giants Stadium. The Giants now lead the Browns by the score of 33-21. And the Browns first down from their 35-yard line. Miner and Mack, the running backs. That's Brent 6 in motion. And Danielson off the play action. Throwing deep. Ozzie Newsome for the first down and some more. A 30-yard pass play.
Well, you see right here, Newsome, he's just going to release to the inside and get deep. Little play action fake. Probably holds Patterson, number 34. But this is something you should never get beat on of a defensive back. Right over the top, especially when you're ahead by 12 points.
Third catch of the day for Newsome. So that's 52 on the year, making it 6 years of 50 catches or more for Ozzie Newsome. First down of the Giant, 36, Miner in motion. Quick setup and nearly picked off by Patterson in his area.
This is one of the areas, Marv, where the Browns suffered last year, losing 8 games by a total of 4 or less points. They were in the ball games into the fourth quarter, but really didn't have the big play people at wide receiver or running back or the leader at quarterback that could really make those plays. They're still struggling to find that dimension in their offense, but a run offense is hard to catch up in the fourth quarter.
So Danielson putting it in the air as a 2nd and 10 at the 36, and now goes to the ground for Mack. Has nowhere to go. Marvin Mack, a slashing-type runner, not one who can turn the corner that easily, and they had him trapped, led by Harry Carson.
Well, it's very tough to play catch-up football when you're a running football team, and that's not the way the Browns would like it. That's just the cards they've been dealt. They'd like to get some more wide receivers, some big play people, and back in their offense, but they've got to go with what they do best, and that's defense and running.
Mentioned the tough losses last year. Well, this season, during a 4-game losing streak after the Browns went 4-2, they went through a string of tough losses. 1 point to the Raiders, by a touchdown to the Redskins, lost by a point to Pittsburgh. Danielson with the tie. There's Fighter. And he is tackled short of the first down. George Martin able to chase him down. A 12-yard pickup. It is a 4th down and 2, and with 9:20 remaining in this 4th quarter, and down by 12, the Browns, of course, will go for it.
Let's see if they try that trick play again where they move the offensive tackle off the line of scrimmage.
Here's Mack. Turning the corner, and he has the first down. Run out by Kenny Hill. And we're ready for another update. Back to Ahmad Rashad.
All right, Marvin, Pittsburgh, the Steelers have come right back. David Woodley looking for his favorite receiver, Lewis Lipp. He makes a great catch on about the 1-yard line, falls into the end zone, 31-yard touchdown. They trail 17-16.
Ahmad sounds more enthusiastic today. I can't put my finger on it, but first down from the 25, and Danielson looking deep. Touchdown! Beautifully executed with Clarence, who has been the big play man for the Browns. He beat Perry Williams on a 25-yard pass play, and the Browns are right back in it.
We talked about the lack of a big play man for the Browns last year. They got Clarence Weathers on waivers at the beginning of this year from New England. If anybody has been a big play man, this man right here, averaging 30 yards a catch coming into the ball game.
The Giants now lead it 33-27. And here is Matt Barr looking to add the extra point. And he does. So a 5-point lead for the Giants. And we'll be right back.
Betty Dorfman before the Nikon One Touch. Betty after the Nikon One Touch. The Parfit family before the Nikon One Touch. The Parfit family after. Mr. Dennis Pinkstaff before, Mr. Pinkstaff after.
This is great.
The new autofocus auto flash Nikon One Touch. It's so easy to use, it's given thousands of people something they've always wanted.
Oh, the baby's a week old. Got any pictures?
Pictures they can be proud of.
If you're waiting to buy a personal computer, you may have questions about power, expandability, and dollars and cents. For the complete answer, take a close look at IBM. An IBM PC runs thousands of programs, expands easily, and prices are better than ever. So don't wait. Once you take the first step, the rest come easy. IBM Personal Computers.
MasterCard, find me a bargain. Maybe something in blue. MasterCard, you're so chic.
The NFL plays here when the Colts battle the Bears.
Before your team takes the field, our team hits the air. NFL 85.
A look at next week's lineup. Miami-bred Bob Greasy, who's had enough problems with the weather here in New York, will have to travel further north to Buffalo. We'll be there next week for the Jets. And the Buffalo Bills. Indianapolis going against Chicago in the other feature game. And in the second of the doubleheader, the Raiders at Denver in a big one, and Cleveland playing at Seattle. 8:52 remaining in this fourth quarter. And the Browns able to strike within 5. Short kickoff. Play Hill. That was virtually a pop fly. Matt Barr, who usually starts the game strong, and as the game progresses, his kickoffs get shorter and shorter. And that time, Kenny Hill came up to pick it off.
Clarence Weathers, the young man on the receiving end of that last touchdown to put the Browns right back in this ball game. It's up to the Giants now to move it down, get a field goal, would put them 8 points ahead, or the Browns to stop it.
First down for Phil Simms and the Giants from their 24. Off the swing, here's Rob Carpenter. Carpenter with a good open field move, stopped by Cousineau and Rogers, and a first down picked up by Carpenter. And for 20 yards.
Screen pass, as you see, Godfrey getting a good block on Johnson, and Cousineau trying to get over there to make the tackle, and Rogers gets a piece of it, but a good call, Marv. A first down pass, a safe pass, a screen, gets you a first down and your offense off and running.
First down of the Giants, 43, 8.5 left, fourth quarter. And here is Morris. This time stopped back behind the line. The nose tackle, Bob Golick, made the play, so Morris lost the yard. Well, Pittsburgh now leading Denver on a Mike Merriweather pass interception and touchdown for 35 yards. Pittsburgh coming in at 6-6. And New England over Indianapolis now 31-24. So the Colts coming back.
Colts not giving up. And you thought this one would be a defensive struggle too, huh?
Yeah. Was that one of the keys at the start? And here they combined for 61 points. Two of the finest teams in the National Football League. Sims goes short again. He could not find the deep man McConkey, and it's Carpenter on the reception. And we're set for another update. Let's get back to Ahmad Rashad.
All right, Marvin. Pittsburgh, John Elway fades back. He's looking for a receiver, and he finds one. Whoop! It's the wrong one. It's Mike Merriweather. He takes it back 35 yards. Pittsburgh takes the lead 23-17. They're in the fourth quarter.
Thank you, Ahmad. Third down and 8 for the Giants from their 46. See the time running as we approach 7 minutes left in this fourth quarter. And the Giants lead at 33-28. And Sims overthrows, intended for Bobby Johnson. The punting unit making its way on, and Sean Landetta will punt once again.
Pressure by Harrison right here. Defensive linemen will come to the inside. Harrison, the move he used earlier in the game to go all the way around. They like this with Harrison. Quick feet and the quickness to get around, and now that's a big body. That's almost 265 pounds he's got to run around there. A lot of guys can't do that.
Landetta back at his 30. Ryan Brennan back at his 15. Landetta has gotten stronger and stronger as this game has progressed. And another good one. But it carries in. So they'll bring it out to the 20, not allowing the return. A 54-yard punt by Landetta. Coming up next on NBC Sports, the conclusion of the Skins game, the third annual event featuring defending champion Jack Nicklaus, the PGA Player of the Year Tom Watson, the '84 U.S. Open winner Fuzzy Zeller, and Arnold Palmer, who had a big day yesterday. They'll all be competing in a unique. That'll be exclusive coverage from the Bear Creek Golf Club in California. That's all coming up next on NBC Sports.
Did you see him when he missed that first putt on the first hole? I think that really fired Arnie up to win the rest of those, holes, because he was really upset after missing that first putt.
So a revival for Arnie's Army, and that is next, following the Giants and the Browns. Browns first down from the 20, and Danielson looking for Mack. And Wade Phillips has won in his NFL coaching debut, beating the Rams, who have gone the other way as of late. Green Bay over Tampa Bay, 21-0. Green Bay now 6-7. Bucks at 2-11. And Philadelphia over Minnesota in the fourth quarter. Eagles looking to 500 mark. Second down and 10. Browns in possession, trailing 33-28. And Danielson firing deep. And let's see. Weathers wanted the interference on Kenny Hill, but he will not get the call.
Weathers is over here, Marv. He's going to come down the field and break to the deep middle, and Hill is going to make a good play on the ball. Little blitz. Crossing pattern. Kennard has to come up and cover the crossing pattern. Nobody in the middle of the field. Now Hill recovers the ball right on target, maybe a yard or two underthrown. If it would have been out in front of Clarence Weathers, he could have caught it and maybe gone the rest of the way.
Now the crowd urging the Giant defense. Third down play, 3rd and 10. Big rush. Danielson clobbered, but got it away to Weathers. And a first down. And Gary Danielson took a heavy hit. Andy Hedden getting to the quarterback, Danielson.
Right here is Kennard, and Hedden right here. This man will pick up one of them, but he can't pick up them both as Weathers gets downfield and makes the reception. This is a safety blitz. You can't block everybody. Danielson knows it's coming, gets the ball off to the deep middle where only his man can catch it. That's a veteran play. Bernie Kosar would not have recognized all that yet. He will later on, but that's why Danielson's in this ball game. He's the veteran that can bring him back.
Weathers and Danielson combining on a 26-yard pass play. And Danielson calls for time. First down at the 46 when we resume with 5:57 remaining in the fourth quarter. Bernie Kosar started the game. Gary Danielson came on. It has been a shootout, which was not anticipated between these two fine defensive ball clubs. And we're set for another update. Let's get back to Ahmad Rashad.
All right, Marvin, Green Bay. Now, this is real football weather here. I miss it. Jerry Ellis takes the handoff, goes around left end. It's a 38-yard touchdown run. It's a final up there. Green Bay beats Tampa Bay 14-0.
Oh, that wild and crazy Ahmad.
Yeah. He was a little crazy last Thursday, wasn't he? Sweating a little bit.
And you were there with the towel to lend a hand. When we resume following this Browns timeout, it'll be a 1st and 10 for Cleveland from their 46-yard line.
There's a man right there with his head on right. Bernie Kosar, and Marty Schottenheimer has handled him very well. Says we're going to let the situation take its natural progression. We're not going to rush Bernie into anything, and I think they've handled him well, and not afraid to change quarterbacks in the middle of a game. And I think Danielson not throwing all week has helped his arm, and I think it's a week-to-week thing with Danielson with his arm at this situation. If he doesn't throw all week, he could probably play in the ball game.
Kosar went 6 of 16, 86 yards. Danielson taking over 6 for 13, 108 yards, 1 touchdown, and he was intercepted once. Out of the ground. This is Viner. Battles his way out to midfield. Harry Carson on the tackle.
The scoring for this one, Marv, as we look at Sims warming up on the sideline just to stay warm because it is getting cooler. The series before this, there was some urgency for the Cleveland Browns. They had to throw the football. They had to score pretty quickly. Now they're within 5 points of the lead. There's 5 minutes and 30 seconds on the clock, and they're on the 50-yard line. They can now revert back to their old style of offense, and that is run. They can throw when they want, but they're back playing the offense they're most comfortable playing.
2nd and 6. And Viner short of the first down. Gary Reasons, the inside linebacker, on the stop. study that Cleveland offensive line. Bill Cox, who took over for Paul Farron at left tackle. Cody Risen on the right side. George Lilja, one-time 10th round draft pick of the Jets, and Ricky Bolt at the guard, Mike Babb the center. And they have a 3rd down and 3, 47. Giants led by Joe Morris, who has had a sensational day on the ground. Play action. And Danielson completes the back, but he is stopped short. Kenny Hill, the strong safety, on the stop. With 4:18 remaining in the 4th quarter, you go for it?
Well, it's an interesting decision. It's 4th and 2.
Yes, it is an interesting decision.
And if you don't go for it, if you punt it away, then you have to rely on your defense to stop them, and you probably get it back at the same field position. If you go for it now and miss it, you're probably conceding the game. Although there's 4 minutes to play in the game yet. Big play right here.
All right, the Browns go for it. 4th and 2. And they have the 1st down. Ernest Biner breaking a tackle inside the 20. Harry Carson able to get him down, a 28-yard pass play. So Danielson goes to the air and hooks up on a big play.
Very rarely, as Bill Parcells said, do you find the key people, the 2 backs and the tight end, as you see right there, Biner getting over the middle, breaking a tackle as he's done so many times today. We've seen so many tackles broken, and Carson trying to knock the ball loose. The Browns 1st down on the Giant 20-yard line.
And that's the 2nd time the Browns have been able to convert in this 4th down situation. 3rd catch for Biner, and a 1st down for Danielson, who fires one. Brian Brennan in the, but it looked like he was just throwing it away. He saw Elvis Patterson, and he put it on the hop.
Well, he did. He put it on the hop. There were 2 wide receivers. One of them started and came back towards Danielson to try and draw the defense to him. And when Danielson saw that the other receiver wasn't getting open deep, he just threw it into the ground. A veteran quarterback playing very well, and it doesn't seem to me as though he's having any arm problems at all.
Gary Danielson with a record of 4 and 2 in games that he has started. Bernie Kosar 2 and 4. Danielson has taken over for Kosar and has brought the Browns back. This is Mack finding holes and breaking tackles inside the 15. Hill and Reason on the stop.
It's old-time football right here. Break a tackle, make a tackle, pushing and shoving. Little holding going on there by Risen. Tough football. The Browns sticking it to them, and the Giants are going to have to come up with a turnover or something because the Browns are really knocking on the door.
3rd down and 4 at the 13th. 10th play of the drive for Cleveland. You see the clock running down. And it's Biner. Right at the marker, Gary Reason on the stop. And we have 2 minutes remaining in this 4th quarter. We'll be back in a moment.
AT&T, the right choice. A win over Baltimore would put Denver in the playoffs. Down by 19, Elway throws a pair of 4th quarter TDs. With 44 seconds remaining and down by 5, Denver must score from the Colts 26. With Baltimore on a prevent defense, should Elway throw to a wideout or a running back? What would you do?
That's terrific.
Discovers phones that break.
Can you hear me now?
Phones you can't hear through.
Don't call me.
And phones not worth fixing.
I'll call you.
Just because you know that an AT&T phone
Hello.
is reliable and sounds loud and clear doesn't mean everyone else can make
Hello.
phones that good.
Hello.
If you've had it with second-class phones, buy an AT&T phone now and get up to $20 in free AT&T long-distance calling.
What did you decide? Elway hits running back Gerald Wilhite out of the backfield for a dramatic come-from-behind victory that lands them in the playoffs. Denver made the right choice.
Browns did pick up the first down, so it's a 1st and goal from the 9, and it's all going for the Browns, who also now have the clock on their side.
Exactly. It couldn't be any better for the Browns. 2 minutes to play. They're back in their normal offense. They've got their 2 big backs. They like to run the football, and they're taking time off the clock, so the Giants, if the Browns do score, the Giants won't have a lot of time to come back.
Gary Danielson, 9-year man out of Purdue, coming off the bench, replacing the rookie Bernie Kosar, and Danielson has brought this team back. Last Sunday against Cincinnati in the win over the Bengals, Danielson's first start since he injured his shoulder the 5th week of the season, that against the Patriots. Threw only 7 times last week, was 4 for 7, 105 yards, and has done it here today against the Giant defense.
What the Giants defense needs to do now is come up with a turnover, knock the ball loose if they possibly can.
Back in front of Biner, 1st and goal from the 9. And Danielson, incomplete. Hard hit by Terry Kennard, and he has Kevin shaken up. Take another look at the impact.
A little play action. Carson doesn't take it. Now he's covering his back. But Kennard, 43, sees it all the way, comes up and makes a good hit. Mack had dropped the ball, but he'll remember the hit.
Browns call for time. When we pick it up following the timeout, they'll have a 2nd and goal from the 9.
It's a Radio Shack Merry Christmas.
Radio Shack has an incredible selection of electronic games for Christmas. He's battling enemy attackers and fiery asteroids on the big image display of his Astro Thunder game. They're playing sea battle and firing salvos at each other's ships. Sound effects and lights tell them if their missiles hit or miss. I did it! Well, why should they have all the fun?
Fascinating electronic games, $7.95 to $69. Only at Radio Shack.
Danielson got hurt on that last play because Bernie Kosar has just come on.
He said last week, when he threw off balance sometimes, it bothers that arm, and he was off balance when he threw that last pass. He is hurting.
Kosar is back for the 2nd and goal from the 9. Giants lead 33-28. Minute 57 left, 4th quarter. And it's Ernest Biner putting the Browns on top. From 9.
Bill Parcells saying, how can that happen? Straight run right up the middle of his defense. Biner, take a look at it from the end zone as you'll see the big tackle coming across right up the middle. That was Rising 63, and Biner getting into the end zone.
The Browns by 1, 34-33, and Matt Barr getting set to attempt the extra point with 1 minute and 52 remaining. 4th quarter. The Browns now lead it by 2, 35-33. Back with the kickoff in a moment. First, let's return to
All right, Marvin, Pittsburgh. David Woodley here makes a very poor choice of receivers. He tosses this one to Mike Harden, number 31, who takes it back 42 yards for the touchdown. The score is 31-23. Denver leads. They've only got 5 seconds left to go in the game.
So if this remains the same, the Cleveland Browns, if they're able to hang on, would have a record of 7-6 going in. Tied for first with Pittsburgh. The Steelers would drop to 6-7. They would drop into a tie with the Cincinnati Bengals, who are doing it to the Houston Oilers.
Keep in mind now, minute 52 to go, the Giants only need a field goal, so they only have to get out to around the 30, 25-yard line to attempt a 45, 47-yard field goal.
Browns maintaining possession for a shade over 5, keeping the football away from the Giants. Here's Kenny Hill. And that toss as Hill is pounded up the 9.
Giants 28th in the National Football League in kickoff returns, another area where if you had somebody that has some ability to make a play, could have brought the Giants back. Now, as it is, they're starting on their own 10-yard line.
Johnny Davis on the stop of Hill. And the Giants have 90 yards to go for the score. They'd like to get close for the field goal, trailing by 2. A minute and 47 left, fourth quarter. Sims going sideline for McConkey. A penalty marker is down, a 13-yard pass play. And Phil Sims is hurt.
It is going to be roughing the passer. They see the flag right next to him.
And there's Jeff Rutledge again warming up. Sims got a hobbling in the first half, but was able to hang in. Camp called on the personal foul. And apparently Sims is all right. He says, I want to stay in.
I've been in this situation before where Phil Sims is, and the Giants, if there's one thing that helps an offense is to complete a pass and then get 15 more yards because of a defense roughing the passer penalty. The momentum now has got to be a little bit with the Giants.
So Pittsburgh loses, Cincinnati wins. Cleveland looking to hang on with the 2-point lead. First down from the 38, and Sims goes incomplete. McConkey in the area.
Just throwing the ball away, throwing it out of bounds instead of taking the sack, getting rid of it. Here's Camp, number 96, getting around Benson. That's Nelson. Ooh, that was almost a shoulder job right there. That's in fact, that reminded me of the way I got hurt when I finished up. It was very similar, but good job by Sims getting rid of the football.
Who did it to you?
I don't remember his name.
Oh, Bob. We'll get back to that later on. 2nd and 10 from the 38. Nice move by Sims to pick up the first down. A 17-yard run by Phil Sims, who a moment ago was crushed by Reggie Camp. And a timeout call. Down to a minute 13 remaining in this fourth quarter. And the Giants call for time, so they have 2 left. The Browns have 1 timeout remaining.
Take a look at the last scramble. Sims moving around in the pocket, something he really hasn't done a lot of this year. He's had a lot of sacks, as we talked about before. Just making his moves, not very big moves, but just upfield and then gets down and gets away from the blows. But I'm impressed with Sims. He had a 2-minute drill before the end of the half to score a touchdown. He doesn't need a touchdown now. He needs about 20 more yards to be in Schubert's range.
And there is Eric Schubert,
former school teacher. I wonder if the teaching class was ever as exciting and nerve-wracking, I guess, as he's experiencing right now.
He has walked on and has handled the pressure so well, taking over Haji Sheikh. He's hit 2 today from 35 and from 40. Did miss the extra point earlier when it was pushed back off the penalty. Eric Schubert, a rookie from the University of Pittsburgh. The only field goal miss occurred last week. He hit the upright on a 28-yard attempt. First down, the Giants at the Cleveland 45. Trailing by 2, 35-33. a little closer.
Well, they had 2 timeouts left. They wasted a bunch of time. I think the Browns are the ones who called that timeout, probably because they weren't set defensively.
That's the result of the hurry-up offense, so the Browns use their final timeout.
Coming out of the backfield, Tony Galbraith right here. Now watch the moves he makes to get upfield. Cousineau misses a lot of missed tackles in this ball game. The ball is resting on the 30-yard line. That would be a 47-yard attempt right now. They have 2 timeouts left and a first down. They could get a lot closer.
Phil Simms, coming on strong, is now 22 for 36. He had his problems earlier, intercepted twice. He's thrown for 1 touchdown. 22 for 36, 277 yards. Coming up next, the Skins game. That is right here on NBC following the conclusion of the Giants and the Browns. And Eric Schubert thinking about it. Right now, as you said, it would be from 47 yards away. First down for the Giants. That's the Cleveland 30. 51 seconds remaining. 4th quarter. Sims on the roll. And complete. Byron Williams. On a 12-yard pass play, another Giant first down. The clock is running. We're down to 35 seconds.
I guess they ruled he didn't get out of bounds, that he was tackled inbounds. His momentum was stopped. The Giants thinking that he was out of bounds are not calling a timeout. They obviously, now they do. They stopped the... I think they felt as though the receiver was out of bounds.
And they wasted some time. They would have preferred getting off another play before the field goal.
Still not a gimme. You're still looking at a 36-yard field goal. Let's take a look at the play. Well designed. Sprints him out, gets him away from the pocket, away from where the defense thinks you're going to be. A shorter throw to the sideline. I don't understand why they didn't call that out of bounds. Obviously, they said he stopped his momentum. Let's check the referee. He gives the clock continuing signal, but I guess they ruled that if he stopped their momentum, the Giants weren't aware of it and lost about 15 seconds.
Second catch of the game for Byron Williams, who hadn't caught a pass since the 4th week of the season.
This is where you check the confidence in your quarterback right here on the sideline. What are you going to let him do? Now let's take another look at it. If you stop the momentum is stopped right there. Now the ball is marked. The official winds the clock. So if the momentum is stopped before you go out of bounds, it's still in play.
21 seconds left, 4th quarter. And the Giants first down inside the 20. Giants will try one more play and then bring on Schubert. Not much there for Carpenter. The clock running. Giants do have 1 timeout remaining.
Well, you ought to stop it with about 6 or 7 seconds left in case you get a bad snap.
Crowd getting a little anxious as it runs down to 4, and the timeout is called. It is in the hands or the foot of Eric Schubert, who is 2 for 2 on the day from 35 and from 40.
Parcells talking with Sims saying, darn it, I wanted to get it closer. We lost 10, 15 seconds on that out-of-bounds call. He wanted to get it closer. He still had 1 timeout on the board.
And this field goal attempt will be from about 34 yards away. Schubert is 10 for 11 on the season. He's lining it up right here. What do you think? Looked a little loose there.
Well, it was loose, but you know what he was doing? He was over there. The team is huddling away from where he's going to kick it, and all the Browns are standing there talking to him, yelling at him, and he was over there just smiling at him, laughing at him, and he finally walked away, but they're saying some things to him right now.
Not a good idea to spend that much time around the area.
I wouldn't want to walk over there by myself. They may say something that may hit a trigger.
It has come down to this. 4 seconds left. Browns by 2, 35-33, and a 34-yard attempt for Eric Schubert. It is no good, and the Cleveland Browns have defeated the Giants by the score of 35-33 as time has run out. A very difficult loss for head coach Bill Parcells and the Giants. There's Marty Schottenheimer, one-time Giant assistant for the Cleveland Browns. Their 7th win of the season. They are now 7-6, and they are by themselves on top of AFC Central, while the Giants drop to 8-5, a full game behind the Dallas Cowboys. Browns 35, Giants 33. We'll be back here at Giant Stadium in just a moment.
A good idea by itself may go nowhere. It needs other good ideas. Technology from a company called TRW makes the most of ideas by helping them work together. And working together is the best idea in the world. Tomorrow is taking shape at a company called TRW.
Power. That's what I practice for, power. And afterward, I want all the power I can get in my antiperspirant. Speed Stick.
Now, Speed Stick is improved with the most powerful wetness fighter you can buy. Nothing, but nothing fights wetness better.
The Wide Stick. Man-sized protection. Saves a lot of strokes. Helps keep you drier and odor-free all day.
Now it's the most powerful you can buy. New improved Speed Stick antiperspirant.
By Menon. This bud's for all that you do.
Carlos, I need 100 of these by Friday.
My friend, I'm retired. My son is running the business now.
Oh, let's see, what do you have? Well, I want this.
You know just where you're going. Now is your time for growing. It's your turn to deal now. You're at the wheel now. It's true, your pride is showing, cause you make America work, and this bud's for you. For everything you do, America calls on guys like you, cause you make America work, and this bud's for you.
Here's to you, Beechwood Age, for that clean, crisp taste that makes Budweiser the king of beer.
You make America work, and this bud's for you.
Back at a very quiet Giant Stadium. This crowd was certainly ready to explode, but Eric Schubert missed on the 34-yard field goal attempt as time ran out on the Giants, and the Browns able to come away with the 2-point victory.
Everything was perfect for the Giants until this point right here. He checked it once and checked it twice, and it was hooking. Everybody was smiling, and you see the reaction of Parcells.
It had been a Cinderella success story for the rookie from Pittsburgh, Eric Schubert. Missing on that
kick. There's the kick right now.
Oh, no, says Parcells.
Not much you can do. It's unfortunate for the Giants. It's a surprising win for the Browns in that situation.
And a key play, you'll see the reception by Phil McConkey, or rather by Byron Williams. And on this play, the Giants felt that Williams got out of bounds.
Well, they could have gotten a little bit closer, but the momentum call stopped the momentum, and they kept the clock running. They lost 15 seconds and still had a timeout.
So the Browns over the Giants, 35-33. The Browns now on top in the AFC Central, well, with Pittsburgh losing to Denver, Cleveland at 7-6, the Giants drop to 8-5. Marv Albert with Bob Greasy saying so long from Giant Stadium. Stay tuned for the Skins game next.
A promotional fee has been paid to NBC by United Airlines. You're flying. You're flying the friendly skies.
This has been a presentation of NBC Sports, the leader in innovative sports television.